Well, it's Group 2 racing at Cranbourne this Saturday night, and I'm with Group 1 George Ferrugia to preview the race. Georgie boy, you've been having a good run as an owner, good run as a tipster. What's been happening?
Yeah, it's been a good start to the year, and mate, nothing stops in greyhound racing when it comes to group racing. We've got the Cranbourne Cup, and then of course we've got the Australian Cup Carnival. Can't wait for the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely enormous, and this is a really interesting field, this one, George, as we bring up the box draw now. 520 metres for the Backman's Greyhound Supplies Cranbourne Cup, $67,000 in prize money, and just by having a look at the field, there's not a whole lot of speed in the race, but there is a whole lot of strength.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of these greyhounds are 600-metre dogs predominantly, and we've seen them with really good form over the 600 metres, and I think that's why it paves the way for the favourite off the inside. I think she's going to be very, very hard to beat. Yeah,
and it's interesting because most of the country cups that we preview, they're over the shorter distances, the 400, the 450, and we seem to get a lot more burn in comparison to this one. Of the draw, who did you define to be the real winner? Is it often imitated in one?
Yeah, I think so, especially when Connections said that she certainly looks towards the fence early in her races. I think Ultimate Bling likes to use a little bit of the track in 3 too. So even though Scatterbox was a really good beginner, I think often imitator, I think it's her race to lose.
Interestingly enough, I think it was May last year up until only a few weeks ago, she hadn't drawn the red in that whole long stretch of time. She then had the red, got beaten in the maiden, but she bounces back to box 1 here in the Cranbourne Cup. We'll start heat by heat. Taking a look at the first heat, it was Scatterbox. We spoke of him just briefly. 100 to 1 shot to score, which is just outstanding in itself, especially if you had a few dollars each way. Sections were good though, George. 5.37, 21.33.
Well, it's going to have a say in the race if it begins as well as it did last week. We always get an upset, don't we? There was a big upset in the heat of the Ballarat Cup as well late last year. That's the one. So, yeah, look, Scatterbox, it was a good run because there was a couple of good dogs behind it turning for home and it held them off. Yeah,
100%. Second of the heats, I thought this was the run of the heats, to be honest. The time was there, the class was there, and what I liked, Snags McKenzie got into a good place chasing Ultimate Bling through that first corner, and he just blew Snags McKenzie away. I thought it was an outstanding win. Whether or not he can reproduce those sections, he's clearly not going to lead the Cranbourne Cup the same way, but I thought his run was enormous.
He's very hit or miss. We know this. Once you've seen him lob to the front, if you were on him, you'd be collecting. That's for sure. Because we mentioned at the top about greyhounds running over 600. This greyhound's got some nice 600-metre form. He's a talented type. His confidence is up too, and he's certainly a sneaky. And I think you like the odds on the Cranbourne Cup.
I think he's enormous odds, and I even look back to their Sandown form, and he and Often Imitated. There's just not a lot between them. I actually think Ultimate Bling may well even be the quicker dog. Moving along now to the third heat of the Cranbourne Cup. It was Often Imitated, gunning down Vital Force, who went along early though, 5.38, 21.22, which were very good sections, George. But you always thought that Often Imitated was going to run down at the end.
Yeah, Vital Force, certainly a talented type, but Often Imitated. I thought she'd done it really hard from the pink. She comes into her preferred box. She's the clear on top selection, I reckon.
Heat number 4, it was Striking Wheatbix who went to the front. I think many would have thought game, set, match from there, but Jarro Bale to run down Striking Wheatbix I thought was really good.
Yeah, look, he's a talented type again. The issue with him is going to be box 8 at Cranbourne and how he gets across. We all seen him. He's probably about a length or so behind Often Imitated as a rule to the first marker. So that's going to be the issue for me.
And but you put him out wide too.
Yeah, in regards to ability, I think he's in the top 2 or 3.
And the last heat was won by Baruga Brett, and we were just saying a moment ago off air, he's become the real grandpa of the group racing. He's seemingly in every final. He goes well, and he just worked so hard, George, in his heat run, but was so impressive.
He's been a giant killer in his career too. Obviously, he defeated Orson Allen in that famous Tem Lee. He's a terrific greyhound. When his tail is up and racing well, he's as good as any greyhound. Box draw, interesting from box 5. Connections have always said he doesn't mind those type of draws. He's had some good results from middle boxes.
And just having a look at the field, he could easily lob top 3 or 4, and if he does, he's a big chance. Tips for the big one, George?
My numbers are 1, 5, 3 and 8. Really hard to go past Often Imitated. I think she's got the speed to hold a really good position and then the strength to be too good. Baruga Brett can never leave a gun like him out. He's been such a terrific greyhound despite the box draw. Number 3, Ultimate Bling, very, very impressive. I agree with you. I thought his heat run was outstanding.
$6.50, George.
$6.50, there's the value.
That's huge.
And number 8, Jarro Bale. Just for the class factor, I think you cannot leave him out. What about you, mate?
Same numbers, different order for me, George. I'm going 3, 1, 5 and 8, and I'm pretty keen on Ultimate Bling. I think so many times we sit back at the end of a country cup and we say, well, the fastest qualifier won the final. If he gets a bit of luck early, he'll be there. I'm going 3 on top from 1 Often Imitated. I think she's a big danger, just needs to hold her place. 5 for third, Baruga Bread. He just knows how to win a big one. And number 8, Jaro Bale to round out the top 4. $20 in the kitty, and I like to keep it simple. You know that, $10 each way at $6.50. I think you can't go wrong with number 3, Ultimate Bling.
Yeah, 20 a win on number 1, Often Imitated. I think it's her time to shine. She's already a group winner. I think she can do it again.
We're going head-to-head this one, George. Often Imitated. I'm going with Ultimate Bling. Who will win?
Yeah, I think the red gets it.
Let the punters decide. Well, that's the Cranbourne Cup preview this Saturday night. It's Group 2 racing, and get around it.